Top good morning, laddies. My name is Chez, and welcome back to the What If Zuko Was Chopper from One Punch Man. Or, no, from One Piece. So, the one. So, where we left off, there was like they had their like little meeting thing. Of course, they were chatting. And so now we're getting into UA. And of course, who else was there? That was a student. Odin is none other than Inko. I know, you're probably saying, what? Why are you bringing Inko into this story? Well, find a way to bring Inko to this story. So, yeah. When they saw this big old hulkingish man and walking out with him and her best friend. Yeah. So, then Zuko was basically and of course she oh, so she asks her friend and like, who's this big hulking guy? Oh, hey, Inko. Who's this big guy? Or this is Zuko. Who? He's not a human. He's actually a animal. And they were talking like how and so he turns around as he tells Tenko that, are you doing okay? As he says, I'm fine. I'm just happy that no animal that is actually a friend. And yeah, so Zuko, and him wanted to play games. So he walks over to tell her that he's gonna take Tenko back to the house. Okay. And I'm gonna introduce you to my friend. Inko, meet Zuko. Zuko, meet Inko. As he basically, he didn't like get mad. Or anything. He was in that buffed up form. As he shakes her hand hen, and as he walks away because he knows as no, he's not rude, but he's just is terrified at first. As Inko says, okay, what's wrong with him? Alright. Give me a moment. So, yeah. So Inko was asking asking her about what's his like problem thing. Oh, it's just back then, before the quirks even appeared, he got shot at by a bunch of people. But my grandson sure does take a liking to him. Him more than anything that he cares. So now let's do a time skip. So yeah. And not too far, but so now he got older, more of that. His quirk activated, as his friend is not scared of him. Like, he tells him that his friend, you are my friend. I respect you as a friend, ally. As everyone is making fun of him for being a creep, as only two people that really doesn't make fun of him is his grandma, and Zuko. So, yeah. So now the time skip. Now they go to UA. Hey. As, make sure you put on the smile. As they both smile. Okay. As they know that they know Zuko, or he knows that Zuko can help him through his trauma. As he cares about him, he tells him that, I know that you are probably thinking that you're a problem child, but I don't see that in you. As he turns, as he smiles, as he knows that of course, Zuko and him so I'm skipping the written part. And, of course, the person that was sitting behind Zuko, or no, right beside him, was none other than Pony. Yeah, that's her name, Pony. He, and in her head, she thinks that he's cute. And he's such adorable creature. Yeah, I was gonna put him with the where is it? With that silver-haired girl, the one that's on the bottom of manga, whatever. That silver hair, yeah. I was gonna put, because as so the robots, when as he knows that he's trying to be, as he sees robots, but he also remembers that robots sometimes have guns, so, or actually when he was a big buff guy, like when he was this size, yeah, she finds him attractive. And then when his body changed to like speed, yeah, he basically beats up the like he beats up him the 1-pointers, 2-pointers, 3-pointers. And then when he used his horns mode, he took out 3-pointers, no problem. But when they saw 0-pointer comes out, as she didn't realize that he's a literal deer until like until like until her asked that, what is he, a deer or a, as he says, yes, he's a special kind of deer that no one thinks about. As when she heard that he's a deer, she couldn't believe it. As she's in love with a deer that could transform into different like powerhouses. And then she got under some rubble, and because it's similar to Ochako's situation, but from Canon, but her leg got like, or her bone hopped out of her leg. Or let's say it just popped back or popped out of place. As when he saw her, as he also sees a robot, he basically literally comes in out of nowhere, and he beats the 0-pointer right on the side of a tire or wheels. He he basically punched him all the way through. And yeah, 0-pointer is like one of the tires like broke, and it like did all that stuff. As he picks up the rebel, or like takes off a rebel of her, puts her in his arms as he walks away. And she is still in love with him. And she doesn't know that. And when he needs to cool off, and when she saw his, like, his kid form, like, because he doesn't age well, so he was like that. And every girl, like Jiro, Ochako, every girl that saw his, like, small form, small baby deer form, they immediately fell in love with him. Like, literally fell in love with him. And they were like, that's so cute. And he, as he walks with him, as he has the cutest voice, as even Midnight is like, that's so cute. That, as they're just like, as Principal Nezzard that saw the entire thing, he says, well, big things come in small packages. He's smaller than me. And like, he's quoting all that stuff, like being all that kind of person. And yeah, even Toga wants him. But like, when everyone saw how cute he was, they all turned into like, they all like had that face. As a pony, like, even walks up to him and tells him that how cute he is. And he's blushing with just like, yeah. So they got back to the house, and yeah. And he's a mortal deer, so he's basically very powerful. As they asked, or actually, they asked, or she asks are we gonna put him in class 1A? Yeah, because his score is basically is higher than the average humans. he's a perfect candidate. As they're like trying to go over like which person to go into Class 1A, they definitely know that Zuko, or the reindeer guy, or they know his name, Zuko. No? And plus, at the same time, before like all that, no, Zumi was born from Inko, and then when they reach age of 15, or when she reaches age of 15, she was in love with that deer too. So yeah, and when he tells them that his name is Zuku, the deer, as they know, my original plan was, because they're new people, they just like, he is all like quiet, and only people that he hangs out with is him and his mother, or grandmother, or grandma, and All Might. So Pony decides, because she really hasn't met him in his true form thing. So it's good to like hang around with him, as of course they. So it's basically All Might shows up, as now the next day in the Class 1A. So yeah. So they're like, well, you brought that cutie. As Jiro says that, as he's blushing, turning pink, like his face is turned bright red. As he's like, as they know that he's so he basically transformed into that so that he doesn't want to be, as yeah, Eraserhead's like being like, alright, Class, if you're here to visit, get up. But as yeah. So All Might's like, have fun, Zuko, deer, the deer. As yeah, he's basically, they know that let's go train. As I'm skipping the ball throw, because when he threw the ball, well, he basically made the Infinity Gauntlet. That's just funny. AKA, he threw the ball, and he got only levels on everything. He's also made sure that no one got injured. He asked them that, is there anyone injured enough? as they couldn't believe that he's a deer, or he's also a pro hero, or he's gonna be a pro hero, as he's doing all that stuff. And yeah, he basically, and as he's taking a shower, or as he's, yeah. And Pony, I'm keeping her in class 1B, but she is still in love with that deer. As, yeah. So, I'm skipping the heroes versus villains because as Zuko owns Team 1, and so, yeah. As he says, of course, Bakugo's like, alright, let's see this big fluff ball needs, you know, get the explosions. As they see, when the smoke cleared, he sees that, like all of that cannons pointing directly at a Bakugo. I can be cute as I want, but I can be a vicious deer. As they couldn't believe that he has cannons. As he, yeah. So then I'm skipping that part actually, and then now USJ Class 1A, and it was cooperative between Class 1A and Class 1B. As Momo couldn't believe that she's sitting right next to a literal deer. Or actually, Zuko got asked to go to USJ. Okay. As he used his bouncy form, like jumpy form, so he jumped from one building to the other, and he found it. In about 2 seconds faster than anyone. As he like, alright. As he like, as he shrinks down, as even when 13 saw him, she fell in love with him. Like, how cute is that face? Yeah. So, yeah, when the student shows up to them, so they were like, Zuko, you're always a cutie. As he's blushing again, and like he's like trying not to show it, but they know that he's blushing because as dear girl, her asked him about Or, of course, everyone asked Tenko about what was he like before. As he says, well, what I heard about from him was that after he was born, he was despised in his tribe of deer. And he couldn't fit into human society. So they shoot at him with guns. And so he lied there waiting for his death to come. But as well, then us came, me and my grandma came and were walking past as we saw him. So we turned and we asked him if he's doing alright. As he looks up at us, as this is what he's telling us, that story about how how Zuko was, so when he was when he lifted his head up, as at first we thought he was going into a blind rage, but then when he noticed that he had he noticed that I had a toy gun, he ran away. Because something. Then, as when I saw him with bullet wounds, people back then, as when after he tells them, they all started to question. They couldn't believe that Zuko been through a lot. Not of more than anyone even. So yeah, they're lying. And when they showed up at the USJ, Pony, everyone walks over. And of course, Momo couldn't believe that someone tried to shoot Zuko. So they all care about him. And he basically, when he goes to USJ, I forgot to add the picture thing. It usually is usually it's like him comes out of a portal and we're here to kill All Might and the rest of you. But no. And there's 13. So, yeah. So, but it's someone else. Some random villain, and it was pretty painful as he was like beating on the as he's like starts that they all like got teleported in the random areas. So like Pony was and Zuko was in the mountain area with like Momo, Jiro, and human Pikachu. And he had like the entire laboratory on his back. So, yeah. So he basically made a serum, specially designed. He tested it before on a human Pikachu so that his quirk quit shocking him every single time. As when Pony actually, when she heard about that story of why he's only talks to Tenko and like all those people, as she walks up to him, or like when he was in his small form, he, of course he was in his big form before. So he's beating all the villains as he sees Mr. Izawa, as that really got his fire going. Because as he like goes, does that. As he charges right at the Nomu, hitting him with like such force to be reckoned with. Yeah. He basically slammed right into the Nomu and then sending him flying as he transforms into his big form. And like punched the Nomu's brain, rips it out. Yeah. It was like a slaughter fest. As the Nomu went and punched him to almost to death. And Jiro, Momo, and the human Pikachu and Pony keeps him distracted. As he tells Pony to get out of here, take them out of here now. As his body, as he transforms into that. As I'm making him stronger from like canon. Yeah, so he basically, when every like student left before he transformed, yeah, they left, and then he became that, and it was like bloodshed, and it was like a slaughterhouse. As because Anumu was defeated, like got killed, as they're like wondering what's going on in there. I don't know, but the sounds, I do not like that sound. As he's like took out the leader of a villain's thing. As yeah, he basically punched it down the Nomus and every villain. As yeah, there was nothing stopping him from getting killed. Or yeah. So I'm skipping the rest. You know the details. So then I'm skipping the sports festival and like, because Pony really wanted to sit next to Zuko, but he's in class 1A and she's in class 1B. As yeah. So, and then I'm skipping the internships because Zuko already has an internship thing. And of course, Inko actually asked Zuko if he wanted to become her son. She's thinking about adopting him. So, yeah. As he doesn't understand. He literally during the board trust, or no, during the camp arc, Zuko was like, when Musculator says, "You must be the deer that I was set out to kill." As he gets beaten and to almost a breaking point, as he became, as because how painful it was, so it knocks out the cute side. Then his monster side came out, and he literally, like, he basically beats Musculator, and he drags Musculator's dead body out to the open, as everyone sees this big behemoth. Yes. As they saw how powerful he... Yeah. So, it was pretty scary. As she's in her head of this... What is this? As Tenko, yells at him. Zuko, are you still in there? As he telepathically tells Tenko that he's here. As he literally grabs, or he holds Musculator and threw him all the way in front of the entrance as front gates. Yeah. As he literally, basically, he's, as his, like, they could see that his wounds are too severe, so he collapsed from exhaustion. As Pony and the rest of them walks or runs out over and made sure he was okay. So he does, and yeah. So then all of that started, and so yeah. Toga even couldn't believe how monsterish he could get when he gets upset. So yeah. The Tenko never realized that. So when he told his mother about what happened, she says, "Where is he now?" "Oh, he's sleeping." And let's say it was a really bad snowstorm. It's like he tries to, and his partner or his 3 partners, or no, 2, was Pony and or actually it would be just Pony by herself. So she ends up knowing that or when she got close, as she actually tells him something that he didn't know. As when she says that, "Zuko?" "Oh?" As he stops and looks at her. "What?" "Up." As she says, "Well, we haven't really talked much. You have a little bit opened up to all of us." Us. Us. As it's too snowy, she says. That's during the villain attack. So he says, "Yeah, but I know that we try to." Okay? So please wait for part 3.